Hello fellow repairers of Land Rovers and other things. I've got a new conundrum today because I have my lovely new front right lower suspension arm, which I was going to fit, and I've discovered it has a leak in the bush at the front. So the hydraulic bush has leaked, and I don't think that's a very good thing to fit. So, like a complete muppet, I bought these at Christmas when it was horrible, and basically left them in the garage all sealed up because, assuming they're Land Rover parts, you think they're going to be great. But that means that I've got out the warranty period. So, you know, caveat emporium or whatever you call it, buyer beware. So we are in a position where I don't really want to just chuck away a suspension arm. So I'm going to have to be forced to replace that bush. The other thing I've discovered is that I also bought technically the wrong ones. Now, I've done a bunch of research on this, and this thingy here is the difference on this arm compared to what's on my car at the moment, which is another genuine one. They are genuine Land Rover ones. I've checked many things. I've looked at the position of the holes and everything, the pressing and how they're made, and they all look exactly the same. I will of course inspect the other one when I take it off and do a bit more investigation, but I'm just at the moment I can't really see any difference between these and the ones that would go on a car without coils, other than this extra little thingy. They were cheaper, which I thought was ironic because you'd think there are fewer cars with springs, so these should be more expensive, but maybe dealers have got them in stock and want to dump them. Anyway, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to do the bush anyway because I'd really like to know whether I can actually do it. I may well have to end up buying another arm, but let's see how we go. The channels that I've seen on YouTube about getting these off, a lot of them just drill it through. So I think I'm going to try and do that. I have got a hydraulic press, but it is a little sort of mounted one on here, so I'm not sure I've got the best thing for pressing out bushes. So I don't know. I'm slightly flummoxed because obviously I've made a mistake and ordered something online when I was probably a little bit drunk, and now it's come back to bite me. However, as I've said many times before, I do not like being defeated by a car or anything on it, and if that's the only difference on the thing and it doesn't snag with anything and I can, you know, it fits and I'll do my checks on the thing, I can't see why it would have to be any weaker or stronger, and if it's stronger it will be better. If it's weaker, then I don't understand why it would be weaker on a Discovery 3, which is a very heavy vehicle. So it's my risk. Like I said, I don't recommend anyone else taking it, but I'm going to see whether this genuinely will fit. But I'm also, just as, you know, whatever, I'm going to test whether I can get this bush out and see. So let's have a go at that. So what I've seen other people do is just get a big drill bit and drill. So let's see whether we can drill it out. Oh look, yeah, actually even getting some nice grease on it. So obviously it leaks. So I'm going to put something underneath here now because I don't want my floor coated in gunk. Pretty messy. Look. Okay, I think we're getting there. Sure, this is going to be quite loose now. Yeah, it's not really held in by much. Aha! Whoa, right. There you go. So I have the middle bit there. There you go, that's what's sitting in the middle. And I guess either side, some nice rubbery bits. Here there. So there we go, we've got the inner piece out. So that's the rubber bit out, so kind of nearly there. Just got to be careful now not to damage the inner surface of the suspension arm. So I think we're going to do slowly, which is a slight problem when you've got reciprocating saw, because it is just fastly, if that's the correct term to use. So I reckon at the moment, with that shell left in there, if we just put a puller on it, I'm thinking it might just come out easily, because we've got rid of all this complicated bit at the front. So let's have a go, see whether that will pull out. Good question. So I assume they're pushed in that kind of direction. So we've got 24, that's that in, so we'll see if we can wind it in that direction. This is where I'm not strong enough. And probably not in the right angle. It's probably being weak and old. It's moving. So I might, yeah, it's starting to move. Just not sure if this is thinner. Okay. Got to be a little bit careful that I don't put that in as a replacement for what I pull out. Oh, this one's not for the impatient, I don't think, because it takes a little bit of to-ing froing, especially if you're brain dead. So I've got it this far out. I'm just going to see if I can give it a few whacks to just see if I can compress this a bit. Or maybe even just give it a little bit of a cut, just to see whether I can weaken it, because if I can weaken it, it will just sort of pop out nicely. Okay, so after a combination of sort of hammering, I don't know if I can show this, hammering, and then I ended up sort of putting screwdriver in, and also the thing of just sort of slowly drilling it until it kind of gave way. It's kind of just about giving way now, so you can see it sort of split. Hopefully you can, well, you may not be able to, but it's split basically. And if I just put the screwdriver through, it goes all the way through. So we have broken this, so hopefully that's just going to pop out soon, and then we have removed the bearing. Yeah. Right. Oh, there you go. One shell. That was not too bad. A bit of a faff. There's a little bit of teeny tiny bit of intrusion into here with the saw blade, but it's only very minor, so I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference. Yeah, I guess if you use this method, you're going to have to put up with that. Probably, you know, you're going to sort of grease this up, and I'll probably put some rust preventative on it, but ultimately these things are going to get exposed to the worst elements anyway, so it's going to go rusty in the end, whatever we do. So there you go, one bush removed from the front lower arm. I think that's the rear bearing, the bigger one, but don't quote me on that. Look at that, such hard work, I even split my glove. Back for more at another point.